Hi there, I'm Erin and welcome to my YouTube channel. I haven't posted a video in a very long time, and that's just because life happens. I got into a reading rut and just really didn't have time to make any videos. However, these last few months, it's summer, there's always a little bit more time. And I got a different filming setup and mic system to use for my wedding, and I do want to practice with it. So I've been itching to make a video, so I thought, why the heck not? I'll just try it and see how it goes. I thought I could use this video as a mid-year check-in, see how my reading challenge is doing, and talk about some of the books that I've finished recently, books that I'm currently reading, and books that are on my TBR in the near future. So I will be checking my reading challenge on my Goodreads. I have a very small goal of 10 books this year, just because I am a busy gal. And currently I have 6 out of 10 books completed, so I'm definitely on track. And so the list here of these 6 books of the year are Strength of the Few by James Islington, Project Hail Mary by Andy Weir, Remarkably Bright Creatures by Shelby Van Pelt, Strangers, A Memoir of Marriage by Belle Burden, Famesick by Lena Dunham, and The Odyssey by Homer, translated by Emily Wilson. I have to be honest, right off the bat, I did not finish Strength of the Few, and that's because it was just a little too political for me. I was in the mindset of just needing something fun and light. I was very stressed out, and so I just put it down, and I'm not sure if I plan on picking it back up. I'll definitely have to restart it. But yeah, overall, it wasn't really for me. However, I did really enjoy the first one, and I think that's just because it had that academy, because it had that academy setting to it, and I really enjoyed that. Moving on, Project Hail Mary. Loved it. I listened to it and read it. Funnily enough, I read that to then go see the movie. I have not seen the movie. So that is definitely on my list of things to consume before the year ends. Moving on to Remarkably Bright Creatures. I thought this was a very solid 3 out of 5 read. I enjoyed it. It was very easy. My mind was definitely more sinister in what the kind of twist would be. So that was a nice surprise that it was more of just like a happier, lighter book with a little bit of kind of that family drama happening. But I, of course, enjoyed Marcellus. Moving then to Strangers, A Memoir of Marriage. I really liked this. I rated Strangers a 4 out of 5, and my short review is forced into a life you didn't plan, want, or ask for, only to realize you like this new version of yourself more. So that was more of the theme that I got from this versus anything else that others are picking up on. But I thought it was very well written. I kind of can't get over the entirety of it. I don't understand how a parent can do that to their spouse, their kids. The second to last one is Famesick by Lena Dunham. Also really enjoyed this. I rated it a 4 out of 5 stars too. I loved the show Girls, and I never really followed Lena on, in her public life or anything, like real life. But now I'm noticing how much of Hannah, the Girls character, is Lena's life. I find that very interesting knowing that now. I thought her writing was interesting. I read this versus listening to it, and I wonder if listening to it might have been better because she really writes probably the same way she talks, as in a thought within a thought within a thought, and sometimes that's really hard to grasp when I'm reading it, and I had to reread some of the sentences a bit. But I always love a look into actors and celebrities' lives apart from their public figure. Lastly, I have this one physically, and I'm not sure how much I need to talk about it. But of course, I read The Odyssey by Homer, translated by Emily Wilson. Honestly, my rating of this was a 2 out of 5. And then in my review, I just said I enjoyed the intro by Emily Wilson more than the actual book. I think we all know what this is about. We've probably studied it in high school and everything. And it's interesting because I've read Madeline Miller's books, loved that. I have a book on my TBR that I want to read because I do love Greek mythology. I think I might just be a little too mainstream. I'm not an academic. I don't want to get into all of it. I do know a bit about Greek mythology, but not enough to really care about Odysseus. I can see how there's a lot that comes from this, like a lot of other media, a lot of other books and stories, which that is great. However, I'm happy to read it. It's probably more of an ego thing for me. I don't need to ever pick this back up or even read the Iliad. So that brings me to what I'm currently reading. And what I'm currently reading is Yesteryear by Caro Claire Burke. I started to read this because one of my really good friends read this, and she just is like, I have to talk about it with you. What I'm learning is that it's also a very polarizing book, but it's a great conversation book because there are a lot of themes in here. I'm liking it so far. Right now, I'm looking at it from the theme of postpartum. I think that's been really interesting because she does go back in time, like her college days to the present. And I think her going through her first pregnancy, I'm finding it very interesting and how there's such a stigma around postpartum depression and how people don't talk about it. And it's not like she outrightly says anything. It's just what I'm picking up on. So that's currently how I'm feeling about the book. I am really enjoying it. I really want to know the mystery about it. So that's what's keeping me kind of into the story. But yeah, I'll see when I finish it how I feel, because I do know like the ending plays a really big part in how we feel about the book. So Yesteryear is what I'm currently reading. I have 4 books technically, on my TBR. I have no idea if I can finish them in the near future, but these are just what I'm interested in reading. So going back to the Odyssey, we have a library at our work that my coworkers and I started, and in there was 1,000 Ships by Natalie Haynes, and I've heard really good things about this book. I do really like Greek mythology, and I kind of just want to get into an author that I'm enjoying the story from. Like, it makes me want to reread Circe and The Song of Achilles, you know what I mean? So I really want to give this book a read sooner rather than later, since I am so caught up in Greek mythology right now. Next is this behemoth, The East of Eden. I really romanticize kind of those long, epic, maybe like American stories. I read Lonesome Dove last year and I loved it. I thought it was amazing. And I've just heard, not that this is similar vibes, but kind of just like that grand story told over time. There is that TV show coming out. And I feel like it's a really, it really kicks you into gear when some other form of media is coming out to make you want to read the source material to then fully enjoy the TV show, movie, etc. So we'll see what I decide when the timing comes, but this is definitely on my list. I know I'm gonna love it, but I'm just kind of sitting here waiting for the day that it feels right to open it. Second to last, it's just a book that I need to finish. I have been in the middle of Stephen King misery for probably 4 months. I started this in the middle of February, March, sometime in the winter, because I do know it's, the setting is he's snowed in, he's isolated, and what a great setting to read this in. However, I got to a part with a mouse in a trap, and I just couldn't go any further because I didn't want any more of like negativity. It was getting to be a lot during that time, we have seasonal depression. We're kind of like a little mopey. It's really dark, and I didn't want to further dive into that feeling with things I consumed. So I just put this down. I still remember where I'm at. I still remember kind of how I felt when I read it. I just need to finish it. And you can see I've dog-eared where I'm at. Yes, this is on my list to complete before the end of the year. I know it's up there for everyone's favorites, and I see why. I just wasn't in the right mindset. I don't know. Lastly, I do want to touch on, I'm going to like the East Coast, Nantucket for my honeymoon, and I feel like I'll want to like read like a Nantucket book during that time, because easy read, vacation vibes, I will literally be in that area. I don't know if I should do an Eileen Hilderbrand book or something else. I've read 28 Summers, I believe, And I did just watch the last half of 5-Star Weekend with my mom, so I don't know if that's one that I'll consider jumping into. But yeah, so I'm very interested in a Nantucket read. That is it for my, I don't know, comeback video, one video a year series. Anyways, I appreciate you being with me and letting me talk about all of my recent bookish things. I hope you're enjoying your day, and who knows, hopefully I'll see you soon. Bye.